Hello everyone. It's been way too long. Sorry about, just disappearing, but well, shit happens, life happened, and I was extremely busy. Ian didn't have time to really do much. And I'm sorry about that, but hey, I'm back. I'm here. Gonna just, it's been a while, so I just want to take it easy, enjoy. So I decided, you know what, I'll just tell some more stories. After all, my first ever character. Still had plenty of other ways he died. And so, thought, might as well just tell some more of that and have some fun casually playing Hollow Cure here. Who I'm gonna use, I have no clue. I really don't. Well, it's like I kinda wish this game had a, random button. First thing I can do is do this, and wherever I stop is what I'll use. Oh, okay. But, alright. I'm in, I have a character. So, let me think. All the ways my character died that I told everyone about before. Let me try to remember that real fast. That may have been my last stream, but I don't exactly remember off the top of my head which all ones I did. I can go back and watch the old video, which I'm just gonna try to think. There's the blunt arrow through the eye, the getting smashed in half by a hammer, here, head getting kicked off into a bucket of popcorn. And I think I said one more, I'm just not sure which. So this just means if, I may repeat one. But, yeah, this is a little recap. First ever character was for a 3.5 game. Small party, just my fighter. Her friends were a rogue and a wizard. Here it ends. Yeah, a lot of shit happened. And trying to correct the wrongs of the country. It worked. Just, a very long and hard journey with me being the only one who died. For first death I can think of off the top of my head that I thought I told is my character's trauma flails. Was performing a small magic ritual and, well, yeah, the friend was performing a small magic ritual. Well, I guess something with, a giant magic circle doesn't exactly count as small, but, oh well. While he was doing it, I was there off to the side watching, curious. Character knows, little to nothing about magic. Like, after all, what's he care? He just knows it hurts getting hit by. And that's about all he needed to know. Well, but, getting to see it every so often, it's interesting. Want to know what happened. And so, in the middle of the ritual, DM's making some rolls, seeing it's like, how's it going? What's going on? The normal. Well, and I just start hearing the DM laughing and wonder, it's like, oh, we're fucked, aren't we? How bad are we fucked is the question. Starts describing what's going on, and yeah, it just starts raining flails out of the sky. And, I mean, not like one or two, I mean so goddamn many, it's blacking out part of the sky. The manor we're in, you know, partially destroyed, and yeah, I caught a few to the face. Ethan died. It didn't. This was not the first time. No, that was the first time. But it would not be the last time. And the magic ritual went wrong and caused flails to be summoned. It happened another 2 times. I only died from one of them, though. Oh, and... oh, yeah. The second time. And it started getting a little freaked out by flails, and... you know, the third time, even though my character didn't die, death was nothing by that point. But flails. Man, did he despise them. Didn't want anything to do with them. Nothing. I mean, nothing at all. Well, he just wanted them all to disappear from the world. Saw an enemy with flail, and oh, he'd make sure they died. Did mercy? Nope, that didn't exist in his book for someone holding a flail. No, he couldn't resist. He saw them with it. He wanted them to go away. And he made them go away. But yeah, 2 deaths from magic rituals gone wrong, and flail was raining down from the sky. And died from one of those times. And then, let's just say, we had a lot of magic rituals go wrong. And I don't mean the 3 that I've mentioned here. I mean like a dozen. In at least. So often that it's started to have this wonder, it's like, why are we still experimenting with magic? Oh yeah, we wanted good awesome magic items, and the best ones we could get were ones we made ourselves. And I wanted the shackle, oh well. Yeah, Tor. And there was plenty of other reasons to conduct ritual magic, but hey, things happened. And if nothing else, I can at least say it made the campaign interesting. And that it was. After all, what's more interesting than conducting the magic ritual and it just going haywire and some random thing is happening? Made a few cursed objects off it, but no one died from them. Well, not the party at least. At least they had a betting pool at one time though, whether, you know, if, you know, one of the rituals go bad and I just fall over dead. Yep. Eventually learned that was on the table, ways the ritual could go wrong, of just me dying. And, well, I guess I can be happy that, at least when I died, I got to see it coming. Even if it was only, you know, about 5 feet away. I gotta see it coming! And I can be happy about that. But yeah, 2 deaths by flails. Those on failed magic rituals. well, I guess I can't exactly call them all failed. It's more like bad side effects from it. Like, you try to accomplish one thing and something else would happen, and it was always interesting. But, alright. As for another death that this character suffered, if I remember right, this was the one that actually got me the, you know, 3 feet of immune to death effects, or immunity to fear effects based off of death. Why, after all, how are you gonna make someone afraid when they've already died more times than they care to count? Well, mostly due to the fact that he wasn't exactly the brightest one. And charming, yes. Skillful, yes. Smart, no. Cool. But yeah, as I was saying, and had a situation where it's like, this was after the time skip, and, you know, I found out I had a rap sheet that you could use as wallpaper for a, you know, the master bedroom in a mansion. And just the list of all the crimes that are committed in my name. And it's like trying to get into the capital city of the empire we were, you know, fighting against. But my face is public knowledge, and I'm not exactly, you know, good at disguising myself, and we were still trying to find our rogue. I'd only met up with the wizard and a good part of the resistance. Where it's like, yeah, not my smartest move. Go to ask one of the high-ranking sorcerers of the resistance, like, hey, you have an idea of how to sneak me into the town? Oh, then. Didn't think disintegration magic was gonna be how they were gonna sneak me into town. But that's how they decided to sneak me into town. Just cast disintegration on me and turn me into a talking bag of ash. That, once again, I passed my con save. I get to experience it, all the pain and agony of being turned from a, you know, a nice, healthy person to a bag of dust. I guess the only saving grace was it was a fairly short-lived experience with the pain. The humiliation of being snuck into a city as a bag of dust, ash, fish or whatever. That's, you know, a humiliation I didn't think my character was ever going to be ready for. And after experiencing once, I don't think he ever wanted to experience it. And he learned a very valuable lesson. Wording matters a lot. Especially when the person you're asking gives little to no fucks about you. After all, it's like complained, argued, it's like, wasn't there a better way to accomplish this? And their response, it worked, right? Yeah, that was an argument I wasn't gonna win. I think I spent a good, you know, day or two in that situation. Just being carried around by my friend the wizard, as he's laughing his ass off the entire time. And for the simple reason, it's like, well, he had to disguise himself too, and you got a transfiguration spell cast on him for he to start looking like a different person. Didn't even know he asked the same thing. anything, but then again, she liked him. And then, you know, had a great deal of respect for him. And he was a combat type mage. Sure, he wasn't good at, you know, utility spells. But she was fantastic at them. Yeah. He stopped fearing death after that. At that point, it was accepted as a natural state of being. It's like, it's gonna happen. Most likely by ally intervention. Probably the reason why when I play Helldivers, part of the reason why even when I play games with friendly fire, like Helldivers. Here's when I die to friendly fire, I just laugh it off. Why? Well, what's the point of, you know, getting mad or anything about it? It happens. Well, with that game, it's half the fucking game. Is, hey, are you smart enough to not die by friendly fire? And no, I am not. Well, I guess it doesn't happen with, you know, my dear friend, the Tin Can. Well, see enemies coming after me in panic fire. Here, and you like shotguns and explosive rounds. Try to die to that. Quite a lot. It's not the biggest. This one that kills me though. No, that honor belongs to my friend player. He's the one who kills me 9 times out of 10. At least with Knight, there's normally an excuse of you're surrounded. I'm using a shotgun. But yeah, that entire campaign, my character never died to the enemies. Because there was always stupid things. And either direct or indirect involvement of my friends and allies. Or just, you know, the weird way some of the people in that world were. Oh, but it was always fun. Never a dull moment in it. Think the moments could be boring and, you know, the whole thing's gonna get flipped on its head. Let's see. I know there are more ways that character died, it's been a very long time. And after all, by now I think I'm a fairly veteran player when it comes to tabletop. I love it. It's always a good experience. It's the people you play with make and break games. And yeah. I know I caused at least a few deaths by my own actions, half the bad roll, half the dumb decisions. After all getting turned into a bag of ash, I should have known, I should have been specific about how I wanted to get into the town. One in the person I was talking to, I was not on the best of terms with. Song anymore. Yeah. Character deaths are funny. I really am blanking, but I know that character died more. It's like almost died. Made a permanent death from my own item. once, although I'm pretty sure I told you guys about her sword, is that every time it scored crit, I got one step closer to having my soul consumed by it. See if I wanted may cause the time red. Thinking about it, that's probably half the reason she did not like me a whole lot. But it's like an item she was making for me caused 10 years without her. 10 years where she couldn't, you know, learn from her mentor. Oh, I'll give her credit. She did a lot in 10 years. Pinning 100% of the blame on her master. He still only had about a foot-long rap sheet. Yeah, I actually can't think of any more ways that character died. I might eventually, but I guess for now, I'll just tell you about some of the dumb shit that happened during that campaign. Because I don't think I'll ever have a campaign quite like it. It was wild, it was long, and it helped that we were able to play constantly for long periods of time. I mean, get together to play 2-3 times a week. Each to play for 3+ hours. There's helped a lot that we all had the exact same work schedule. And, you know, well, going out and about wasn't really all that appealing at the time. There wasn't much to do around the place, or yeah, we gotta play a lot, do a lot of shit. But yeah, no, it's like our row. All right, this is a funny one, and yeah, thinking about it, I did end up dying during this event too, but. At one point in time, we all got goblin subordinates. All of us had our own, and after a while they started taking after us. Our wizards, well, his turned into researchers. Anyone who thought goblins were dumb, well, looked at those and said those aren't goblins. They didn't act like goblins. The only reason we call them goblins is, you know, they were goblins, they looked like goblins, they just didn't act or talk like goblins. They all spoke common after a while. How they learned common, none of us figured out. Oh, then we asked them and they never exactly told us. That's a straight answer. As far as we could guess, it's like, they just woke up one day being able to speak it. And then kind of just accept it. The rogues goblins, they turned into just straight up assassins. And unfortunately, they went rogue on us. The worst part about the whole situation is, you know, it was in the middle of the rebellion's hideout, Outwood Island, and yeah, they took control of a pretty major facility. Yeah, that was a conflict that did not go well. We probed out a whole bunch of different ways to try to get them out. Oh, find them, and just to test how strong they were, because we weren't real sure how strong they were. I had a bag of tricks. I can't remember which one it was, but it was the one that some of the biggest, strongest beasts were. I just reach into the bag, pull out, you know, the little fuzzy ball, throw it in. A lion gets summoned. 3 seconds later, it's lying on the floor dead without its head. It ends. Yeah! We tried a few more times, and anything we summoned was assassinated. Fairly quickly. I think the thing that lived the longest was a bear, and it survived long enough to reach from as far into the building as I could throw it to... Well, its corpse landed outside. But that's about it. Yeah, we eventually decided we're just gonna have to raid it ourselves. Listen. Well, I took point. Hey, the only thing we knew is how many goblins there were. There were 5 of them. I killed 2 before I died. Their solution? And, you know, a grappling hook to get my body out of the building and then burn it down. And it worked. It worked. It brought me back again. Can't believe I forgot about that one. My character still feared death at that point. To where... Yeah! It was... If it wasn't for the fact that his goblins were making him money, being massive amount of money for the resistance, that I'm pretty sure he might have killed them. And just to relieve the stress of how bad his fight against Instar rogues went. But yeah, no, mine, they just start off doing business, running prize fights. And, well, fighting prize fights, then running prize fights, and they worked their way up to running a casino. There are still prize fights, but... they ran an entire casino that just... Well, easiest way to put it is it ripped people off. You went in that casino, you did not walk out with more money. You walked out with less. No questions asked. As why people kept going, they had one person that, you know, that was part of the act. Where they got this guy, I don't know. He was not originally part of the resistance. And so they got him and a few others to, you know, play the role of being the guy that wanted massive. To, you know, get more people to come. Every time business started slowing down for it, you know, someone win big, and it was always a new person every time. Never knew where they got these people from. Hello, and talked to that they never, you know, considered involving me on the scam. But then again, 30% of the casino's funds went straight to my pocket. 60% went to the resistance, and the last 10% it was used to keep the business running. And man, did it run. Too bad during that 10 years it disappeared. Eventually learned it just got raided. It was too successful. The kingdom wasn't happy about, you know, their nobles losing money to some goblin-ran casino. Poor guys. They all got killed. It's like, For me, those are, you know, the random pets the players pick up. And just say, I know this isn't supposed to be an enemy that you kill, but it's my best friend. It was that situation. Got along great with those goblins. Drunk off my ass, gambling even though there was no risk involved. Oh, dude, it was just a great time. And for, yeah, Goblin Rain Casino. Ah, that sucks so bad. Oh well. Yeah. It sure was researchers, assassins we had to put down. And, you know, the greatest casino in the kingdom. Just sad I had to lose them. And during that time skip, they were great. Miss them. But yeah. Goblin Rain Casino. I loved it. Let's see. Other stupid shit. Ah, yes, the pride. It's like one of the best and worst things my character ever did. It was, you know, back in the time when we were fairly strapped for cash, had nothing, and just barely joined the resistance, and nobody's in it. It ends. So what do? We signed me up for a prize fight. Why? I'm strong! I'm good with my swords. I should be able to win, no problem. There were problems. It's like my character loved flirting, drinking, and going around crawling bars. He's having all sorts of fun on it. Yeah, the one night, not the night before, or the fight we'd set up, but a night before that, or 2 nights before, or the actual prize, the actual fight, to earn us money. I'm going around drinking at bars. There's the only reason the party didn't say anything about this bad habit of my character's. Well, it made the perfect way for the rogue to not stand out and gather information in the bar. Oh, he got information like crazy. Never had to worry about it. Oh, because I made such a good distraction, people didn't even notice his existence. Even the days when his stealth was absolute shit. But yeah. Well, one night afterwards, to cool my head before going back to the hotel, I decide, you know, midnight stroll through town. And wind up in front of the fountain in that town. Lured thereby, well, as far as my character thought at that point, a gorgeous woman's voice, because it was seductive, it sounded beautiful, and it knew just what to say to make me want to move in a direction. I was failing all my will saves at that moment. I mean 100% of them. Did not stand a chance. So I ended up going to the fountain in the center of town. Sorry about that. Go to the fountain in the middle of town, and when I get there, I'm wondering, okay, where's she at? I don't see her. So what's going on? Before a brilliant light shines from the water, her blinding me temporarily, and when I open my eyes, as far as my character was concerned, a goddess of beauty was standing in front of him at the fountain. I was forced to make a will. Or no. It was a fortitude save. Because she was so beautiful. Oh, that my pathetic mortal eyes could barely look at her. And I failed. I gotta see her for all of 5 seconds, be mesmerized, and then turn blind. And because my puny brain couldn't comprehend what it was seeing. And yeah, no, I wandered around the town for 3 days after that. Absolutely lost. My party couldn't find me. I had no idea where I was. I'm pretty sure the only reason I, managed to walk around the town period without destroying things by ramming into them constantly was the fact that, I had the blind fight feat. Each I was able to, somewhat make my way around the town. No idea where I was at, though. By the time the only reason I found my way back is, after 3 days, my vision came back. And unfortunately for me, what the other two decided to do in place of the prize fight is, well, during that time I had gotten us a free stay in the Lord's Manor. And during the time I was missing, the other two found out, oh, he's corrupt. He's corrupted us all fucking shit. And took over the manor from him. It was a very pleasant surprise to come back to a manor and fully owning it, along with all the maid staff. And unfortunately, that meant one of the maids volunteered to go do the fight in my place. And let's just say it, I get back next to the manor, hear from them what's going on. I go to the room she's in, and oh my god. My character instantly knew he fucked up. He's gonna owe this woman a hell of a lot for pretty much the rest of his life. No getting out of that fuck up. No matter how hard he tried. She was bandaged head to toe, missing an arm. Permanently blind in an eye, and oh, yeah. And then it got worse. Found out why she volunteered. Why? See, simply put, I was that much of in seductive force that she's like, I can't let his name get ruined. And well, our rogue was not a frontline fighter. He wasn't going to be able to do anything. There was also a limitation of no killing during that fight. It's so, yeah, things did not go well. We'll end up taking care of that woman, and never a serious relationship, mind you. But I at least atoned for my fuck up. Or did the best I could. But eventually made her strong enough that she was a fighting force on her own. Got her a magic arm to replace hers. The one she lost. Magic tool to replace her eye, and yeah. As she eventually became powerful. No idea what happened to her after the time skip. Another one of the many mysteries that never got solved that I would have loved to know what the hell happened. Never gotta learn. But definitely be one of the moments where it's like, my first true taste of my consequences have actions. And they're not all good. They're most likely very, very bad. But yeah, I learned that it's like, hey, if I agree to do something in a certain time frame, don't go out and get drunk. Have a few beers at the bar? Yeah, that's fine. That just, or unwinding before something big, but moderation. Moderation is very, very important. Man. Definitely a lesson that I plan on never forgetting, but DMs love to blindside you with events that it's like, oh hey, it's not going to be a heavy responsibility, it's a life-changing responsibility. So that's one of the things that's truly great about. Oh, tabletop. Up. Just this whole story woven together by you, your fellow party members, and just directed by the DM. Men, some of them just truly stay with you. Let's see. What's another thing? Yes. Remember how, I'm pretty sure last time, if anyone watched the last one, I told everyone about an event where, our magical backpack dropped a coin out of it and we decided to throw it in the fountain plaza, as a same way anyone would for a wishing fountain. Only it caused the fountain to blow up, injuring us and getting me probably one of the most traumatic deaths I could ever think would happen. You definitely not one to forget. But yeah, no. Later on in the journey, we wound up on this island. Got into a teleportation hazard. The three of us wound up on this island. No clue where we were. Had to, round around for supplies, find out what's going on, shelter, the whole 9 yards. Third End. Yeah, it's like food wasn't a real big issue. Obtaining was another matter entirely. Because the only creatures we ran into on that island were monkeys. These are magical creatures, but they're monkeys, and we had to compete with them for food, over all the fruit that was growing on trees, because it was abundant. Fishing, well, we had our food stolen a good number of times. happens was we're going through all this, we're trying to figure out, okay, things aren't going the best, but we're managing. We're exploring the island to find out, you know, why we're here. Let's explore, see what's going on, and is this really an island? We found that out after we'd secured, you know, at least a place to sleep and whatnot. We literally did, you know, the one thing a lot of people talk about in the situation where it's like, we're probably on an island, right? Nah, it can't be. Walk around the beach until it's like, oh, hey, we're right back where we started. Yeah, it's an island. Yeah, in the center of the island, we find the fountain we threw that copper coin into. Along with a good chunk of the plaza. And found out it's like... At first we were confused. You know, it's like, why is this area a literal... Oh, as if they scooped the fountain area out of the center of the town. Oh, and it took us a while to figure out that it's like... Is this... Oh, I fucked up. Is this what I think it is? And it's like, me and the rogue are like, yeah. The wizard's confused the whole time. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, before we explain, it's like, yeah, this is the... Remember when we told you about the whole coin found in Negan pretty much all the way down to my waist obliterated by a hammer? Yeah, this is that fountain. Oh, and it dawned on us that... So, that wasn't an explosion that happened. That was a teleportation hazard. Where literally an entire semi-sphere of area disappeared. Appeared air and all. And us confused. You know, it's like, okay, so it teleported away, so why did the entire area feel like an explosion? And then the wizard, you know, was smart and figured out, it's like, oh, hey, you know what? Did a little experiment to show us. In the middle of the air, made a little sphere vacuum and watched what happens when, you know, you release the magic's influence and suddenly there's a whole bunch of air trying to go into an area where there before was none. And then us realizing, so the fact that it was such a massive area of airflow made it seem like everything had just blown up. And, you know, him calling us idiots, it's like, what did you think happened? Well, we assumed the copper coin hit the water and blew the fuck up. That's what we thought. And him going, it's like, you didn't check out the area to see try to find out what actually happened? It's like, no. After all, we kind of had major distractions at that point of, well, me suffering in pain and agony, even though I'm fully healed up in one piece, just experiencing all the pain of literally everything from skull all to waist being crushed and turned into paste, before slowly regrowing back in a horrid, painful process. As it's like, you think I'm gonna pay attention to the surroundings in that state? No. As far as the rogue was concerned, it's like, he's got a fancy hammer that just healed me. He kind of dumbfounded and... Well, if he has something like that, then his armor was real fancy and whatnot. He was important. He was more worried about the person who just helped us out, and it's like, is he someone we're supposed to be killing? Should he be someone we recruit or what? Yeah, figured out it was an emergency item. That coin was an emergency item activated by contact with water, as far as we skin and fur. For probably the intended uses, you know. Put it in your hand, get everyone bunched together, and just spit it on it or dump some water on it. Then it uses a spell, or to, you know, cause it to activate in some way. That I just wish we had no clue. We just, we found it. We decided it's like, that's interesting. And then, you know, later on, we decided to set up base there. Why? It was a place with fresh water. After all, Wizard pointed out, it's magic. It's a magic fountain. Most likely the coin is activated by the magic in the fountain. Although the fountain's only purpose was, you know, producing fresh water. Or fresh drinkable water, and yeah, me and the road felt kind of bad. It's like, realizations of we fucked up. Of why that entire town now has a harder time getting fresh water. And why is that? Because we took their fountain and sent it off into the middle of the forest. There's on some island that no one knows about. Yeah, we decided to set up camp there, and well, half dumb, half smart are on the idea right there. Why? Because, well, our neighbors, the monkeys, well, it's where they've been getting their water. It was their home, and as far as they cared, we now are no longer, you know, unexpected nosy neighbors. There's that they just wanted to fuck with and have fun and toying with. No. We became an invader who they wanted to destroy. And had to fight the monkeys. It was not a pretty fight. There was at least 20 of them versus the 3 of us, and well, anyone that knows how monkeys intimidate, even what they're willing to use as weapons should know we did not come out of that fight clean. And all of us wished that the only reason we were dirty was for mud, dirt, and blood. No. Those are the least of our worries, the least of our cares. The real problem is, well, if you haven't guessed it by now, they threw their shit at us. And yeah. We no longer had to fight over food, water, or, you know, anything like that, but we were able to focus on trying to find out where we were properly using magic, the few small everyday magic items we had with us and whatnot. And all sorts of things, making a raft. Yeah, and then making and drying out enough food to last however long it's going to take us to, you know, find land. And again, yeah, it was a massive ordeal. Probably one of the few times I've ever experienced the situation of, hey, you know, the survival mechanics that most people ignore in campaigns, or turn into the very central point of the campaign. Here you go, you're going to use it. You're going to have to survive. Why? Because you have little or none of your resources. Your backpacks. Well, my backpack was gone. The wizard was half destroyed. Half his shit missing. And the really magical one, fancy one that gave us items every so often, well, at that point, we weren't sure if we should actually trust anything that came out of it. It's where we kind of didn't use anything that came out of it. And tried our best to, you know, get back to our own measures. Said by the time we figure everything out, how long the journey's gonna take, our biggest concern was fresh water. Because we estimated, on a little raft at best, going in a straight line, it was gonna take a month and a half. Have to, you know, get to mainland because that's how far away we were from everything. And I think it took us some weeks to figure out just how bad we were fucked, how bad our situation was. Yeah. But we eventually figured out that solution too. Luckily, that fountain was there and it existed. We may not have a magic bag we could have trusted. But despite, you know, turning that fountain into a decanter of endless water going askew, it did not go the way we were expecting. Because, let's see. I'm pretty sure some of the backlash from doing that because the ritual did not go right. I think there was only about 3 times that he went to do ritual magic riding and crafting that everything went perfectly. So, yeah, we suffered. And if I remember right, it was sickness. That we got hit with. Then I think it hit our rope the worst. The wizard didn't get hit too bad. I got hit moderately, but I was the first to recover. Because, well, fortunately, my good save. It didn't take me long to recover. Well, taking care of a bunch of guys was not my forte. But I did it somehow. How? I don't know. I really don't know. But hey, it worked out in the end. That was the important part. Got off the island, got back, and it just reinforced our ideas of don't always trust what's coming out of that bag. The bag is not your friend. It is not your enemy, but it is definitely, most certainly not your friend. It's like a business partner you don't like doing business with, because they always tend to, you know, give themselves the better part of the deal. Well, and yeah. We learned the hard way. I think 90% of the stuff I know about tabletop was learned during that campaign. And every time I think about it, my consequences of actions. Don't trust every magic item you see. Assume the DM is not your friend. He is there to make you grow as a person. And through the hardest, most difficult methods he can. And from fucking you making you take responsibility for things you didn't even realize you're responsible for. Or to him randomly putting you in a fuck situation to make you leave your comfort zone to get better. Or he'll do it all. Or to make you realize things. He's there not to make your journey smooth sailing. He's there to be like the ocean, where they will go from mood shift to being your best friend, giving you perfect weather for awesome conditions, to literally fucking you, doing the worst way he can. But yeah, alright. Let's think something else real fast. Alright, this was a funny thing. It was later on in the campaign. Yeah, I wouldn't call it late, probably around middle ground-ish. There's the campaign. I don't remember on which end of the time skip it was, but I actually think it might have been, you know, one of the things we did right before the time skip. But yeah, no, it's like we heard rumors about, you know, someone who had a strong connection, knowledge about, one of the gods. As in some of the stuff they left behind. Well, our thoughts were, it's like, item left behind by God, one of the gods. It should be powerful, right? It should help us, right? Hopefully it's not cursed, right? Yeah, we go on this journey. We find in the location, and what we find there was a golden golem. In the shape of a woman. Originally, well, me and the rogue look at it, think it's a golden statue in the shape of a god. The goddess of blacksmithing. And we're thinking this can't be a treasure, right? Maybe we investigate it or something. And our wizard's suspicious the whole time. It's like, why would there be a statue here? This is literally the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And there's no reason for a statue to be here. It doesn't help in any way. Hey, there's no one to worship it, and we'll find out that, yeah, it wasn't a statue. It was a golem. And its core was out of power. Or it's where we start talking and, you know, half arguing with each other, and so this golem must be the great treasure we're going for. And if it's a golem made of precious metals in the image of a god, then obviously it must be important in some way, right? Right? It can't just be a nothing golem. Especially with how hard it was to find and get to. So we are after arguing for a bit. It's like the rogue throws out an idea. It's like, well, you can use electric magic, right? What if we just, you know, hit it with that? See if it powers it up. That gives it some energy. Some, you know, one of the first suggestions I came up with is, well, can't you just share some of your magic power with it? And he was like, I don't know how. I hadn't learned that yet. And well, me and the wizard really start getting heated at that point. You go and it's like, yeah, I'm fully behind the rogue. It's a great idea. Yeah, let's go with it. And he's like, no, no, no. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna help. Oh, after all, what if it melts? After all, other things... After all, you see something struck by lightning, it just melts, right? The argument breaker was, you know what, hit me with it. I can tell you firsthand, it doesn't burn. It hurts like all fucking hell. Although, well, it's as if, you know, energy's in my body just running wild. Or hurting me from the inside. Hey, lightning, on the other hand, is extremely painful and burns like a bitch for a long time afterwards. Yes, that character had been struck by lightning. He even fought plenty of magic users to where he knew how painful both lightning magic were and just how painful actual lightning was. As in, we just decided, it's like, you know what? Can we both roll persuade against each other? Can I roll persuasion against him? Because I'm bringing up a logical argument here. Or can I persuade him with it? Wizard. Oh, my wizard friend's like, that actually sounds like a good idea. It's where we do it. And I win. Inside, okay. He zaps the statue. It comes directly back to life. Kind of like someone waking up from a long-ass nap. That bit's the golem's groggy. You've waken up, of not knowing what's going on around it. And, you know, we hadn't eaten and our rations running out. Or to why they're getting things resolved. With the golem, I go and hunt us down. So I come back with a few rabbits. And when I get back, the golem was making golden statues. Well, it already finished making one golden statue of the wizard. Of him sparking with electricity. As if he was some godly wizard of thunder. And was in the middle of making one for the rogue, and it's like, oh, cool. This is neat. This is nice. Someone's gonna show us. Oh, there's some thanks. Oh, I didn't mean that. Oh. Someone's gonna show us some thanks for what we did? And something's gonna last even if it's a statue in the middle of nowhere? And you know why she's making the statue. She explained what's been going on with her, why she was there, this, that, and everything else, and she was a golem made by the smithing god in her image as a worldly servant meant to help out in times of need. But she ended up getting tricked and sent down in sealed in all, or tricked, all of her power drained, and then sealed in that dungeon. And by the time she finished explaining everything, well, the statue of the rogue's done, and it looks like something that would be this epic statue that, you know, I'm pretty sure any rogue or any assassin would say it's like, I like. And it's not going to be seen by the public for I like even more. Where it's like, it gave off a cool vibe from the way the DM described it. And showed that he was a true master at it. And while she was making mine, I was wondering, it's like, okay, hearing you describe what I'm seeing as she's making it, I just start getting confused. Because me as the player is getting confused. My character is just, well, he's too dumb to realize is what she was making till it was done. And it was a goofy statue of him holding up 2 dead rabbits with a bloody sword in hand, and with a stupid goofy grin on his face. This is... I couldn't even describe how I was feeling at that moment. It's like, I get why the wizard got his. After all, he used lightning magic to, you know, power her back up and bring her back into the world. To where she could do her job. And she decided to do it for the whole party, and apparently she made them off her first impressions of us. Our wizard was a master of lightning. Was her first impression. That's how he was able to, you know, power her back up using raw lightning magic without doing any damage or overdoing it. If the rogue, well, she didn't notice him for a while. She's like, so he is what all assassins should aspire to be: unnoticed, undetected, and only known when it's too late, or when they want you to be known. Me? Her first impression of me was me coming back with a rabbit saying I got food. To where I was happy that this statue was going to be in the middle of nowhere. It's like, no one's got to see this goofy statue of me. Why all because I decided, hey, we all, it's like, it's been a while, we don't have a lot of food on us, and, well, there's some monsters around, and the ones I happen to find first just happen to be rabbit monsters. And I'm talking, you know, like the ones who would kill you, would jump up, kick you in the face, and your neck just snaps. But she didn't know that. After all, one of them kicked her, it'd be just, oh, that's cute. But after all, she's a golem made of metal. She wouldn't know how deadly these things actually were. Or she cared they were just adorable little bunnies. And I was a goofball being happy about killing them. One of those moments where it's like, at the time it was something to be embarrassed about. Now it's just a funny memory that I can enjoy and just go, it's like, that happened. That was dumb, but it happened. And for yeah. Yeah, that was my entire party getting immortalized. Aged in gold. Our experience took a bit funny, nonetheless, and we'll learn just how little our wizard's, you know, concept of how little he knew about magic despite being the party's wizard. But you know, it's like we all decided beforehand that one of us is gonna be the fighter, one was gonna be a wizard, and one's gonna be a rogue. Who's gonna be the rogue was the unanimous decision. Me and the one who eventually became the wizard were the ones that both wanted to be the fighter. For, you know, we decided the one with the better stats to be decided, you know, the one who gets the better stat array for the fighter gets to be the fighter, and well, it was me. Although he had some amazing stats for being a wizard. Yeah, no. It's like, despite how little he knew about magic, and for all of us except the DM, it was our first experience with tabletop. He literally brought us through start to finish. And well, the reason both me and him wanted to be the fighter for our group was neither one of us at the time wanted to jump into magic. We were half intimidated by it. Thought it's like, well, guy who swings swords shouldn't be hard, right? And well, we eventually learned we were both wrong about a lot of things. Wizard wasn't as intimidating as either one of us thought. And fighter, well, it was 3.5. For any of you who don't know what a 3.5 character is like, just think Pathfinder. Why? Because that's essentially, Pathfinder was essentially 3.5 reworded. To make it a little more clear. Hereafter, you know, half of them decided they wanted to change direction. And it's like half of them wanted to, you know, like the system, wanted to keep it the same, just refine it more, and well, they made Pathfinder. Then the guys who ended up making 5e. I'm not a fan of 5e, it's too simple. And there's no way to really make your characters unique besides literally how you roleplay them. The system's really simple, it's really easy. And it's hard to make characters that are, how should I say it? Ones where they are what they want to be and what they are the same thing. Because after all, looking at 5e, I can make 5 fighters and essentially only have 3 different ones. And it's because there's that little difference between them all. Why with Pathfinder and 3.5, I could make 30 plus fighters, and they're all different. I can have one's like like this one I've been talking about. He was dumb as a box of rocks, charming as all fucking hell, made a great face for the party. Pretty an extreme flirt and drunk that loved the party and wasn't afraid to throw down. But he had plenty of stuff he was bad at, plenty of things he couldn't do. Oh, and a fighter I made later on for a different campaign. Blind swordsman. Couldn't see worth a damn, yeah, he cut fucking magic out of the air. Here to protect someone. And can even make something crazy, like a fighter that's bad at fighting. That's possible. That's entirely possible. So after all, Pathfinder and 3.5 its predecessor, fighters are not basic bitches. After all, when you get a feat every single level, well, it gets hard without purposely trying to do it to make it the same every time. And after all, you can have ones that are really not comfortable about magic. It's like, oh, he wanted to be a wizard, but he sucks at magic. He had no magic aptitude. So he picked up a sword and started studying magic, and you can get feats and put ranks into knowledge checks to make it for he's more knowledgeable than any wizard card you ever had. But can he use magic himself? Nope, not a chance in hell. Oh, you can have both the characters yeah, you can just have a character's personality and what they're capable of match better. But yeah, I think for this, I'm gonna call it a day here. This has been fun. Gotta talk about more ways my character dies and some of the dumb shenanigans that were pulled by the party, and I think I'll try to do this a little more often. Just sit, chat, talk. I know with this one character alone, I have a lot more stories to tell. Oh. Well, after all, it was a character that went from level 1 to 15. Meaning that we were able to... I think the campaign lasted about half a year. Where we were playing for, at minimum, 10 hours a week as a group. Oops, I got plenty more where I can talk about with him and the other 2 hours with. I may not remember a single name. Name from any characters, any of the major NPCs, any of that, at any of the locations, but well, half of that's just the fact that I have terrible with names. Names about that campaign? Oh, it will live rent-free in my head for the rest of my existence. Since I have the ability for thought, oh, it'll be somewhere in there. But yeah, for now, you guys get to see me do the last minute or so of this. Just because after all, if I start thinking of another story to tell, I'll run out of time. And then, I don't want to start a story and have to stop it partway through. Yeah, I saw plenty of other characters that I've played that they're interesting. I've had played with plenty of people that have interesting parties. Now if I can get these things to die for me. These giants, I will fell them. Oh, yeah, there are 3 of them. I forgot. You can do this. The more I heal, the more damage I deal. My leaves cut them up. Keep using leaf thrower. Better. God, I was never a big grass type person for Pokemon. I don't remember. I just know it's used for something. And I'm using it. How effective it is, I don't know. Turn my healing into pain. For them. There goes number 2. There's the last one. Yay! Oh? Finish off another fandom. But yeah, I hope everyone that watches this can laugh at me, make fun of me, and well, anyone who has never played tabletop that decide to laugh at this, try to play one day. Have fun with it. Those who have played and have done dumb stuff as well. Well, I'd love to hear some stories about dumb things your characters have done. And so, for now, I will see everyone later.